She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her.
Right, so hello, my name is Jade Rose. I have actually been asked to do this video a lot. The reason why it's taken me so long to actually do this video is because I always thought like there's loads of videos online, right? There's loads of videos about getting abs or getting a flat stomach and losing, belly fat online. Why do we really need another one? Then I realized, like, when I first started, right? When I started thinking, okay, I want to get like a flat stomach. How do I do this? I looked it up. Yeah, there were loads of videos, right? But there were people talking a lot of mumble jumble, and I thought, do you know what? Let me just make this video and make it super clear the way that I would have wanted it to be when I first started, Googling this stuff, and I first, started going on YouTube to kind of find the information that I needed to get my flat stomach. Basically, I'm going to tell you from my own experience and my point of view and how I did it. So the first thing I think that is important for you to do is you have to look at where you're starting from. Like for me, the first thing I did is I went to my friends who had great abs, right? So I had one friend, she had a six-pack, really tight abs, and I asked her, okay, how do I lose belly fat? How do I get, this nice toned stomach like you? She told me you got to do crunches, and that is how she got where she was. So I'm here doing crunches, like I was doing 100 crunches a day. The problem was, right, I was starting from a place of significantly more belly fat than she had. When you have a significant amount of belly fat there, it's just not, the crunches aren't going to do it. And she definitely didn't start out having that, nice toned stomach. She was actually like me, it's kind of like similar, well, no, I was bigger than her. But basically, I had more fat on my actual stomach. She was more, heavy on the thighs. But her actual stomach didn't have the volume of fat that mine did. So crunches for her actually kind of worked pretty well. She didn't have that high amount of fat in her belly, so you could kind of see the tone through it. Whereas for me, didn't work. Some people just carry fat in different places. So once I realized that the crunches were not doing it for me, I went to YouTube. So I was you, like in your shoes right now, searching on YouTube, and I saw this guy. And to be honest, he talked a lot in this video and I couldn't understand everything. But the one thing I did take from the video was that you have to lose overall fat to be able to lose fat anywhere. My goal then changed from, okay, I need to lose belly fat to I need to lose overall kind of weight. My worry was that actually I wasn't going to lose any weight on my belly. I was like, okay, well, what if it all goes everywhere else except my belly? Actually, in reality, the first place all my fat went was my stomach. And I think that is kind of the case for most people. My stomach literally went down so fast. My waist, I never actually realized that I had a small waist. I knew I had some kind of shape, but I did not realize how much shape I truly had until I had lost that fat, and it literally just went straight from my waist, my belly. So the way I did it, right? So I decided, let me go to my parents, because my parents, I don't know, I asked them everything. My mum knows everything. She told me that I needed to go easy on the sweets, which was fair enough, to be honest. And I stopped eating sweets. There's something about sweets, right? There's something about sugar that really, for me anyway, in my experience, there's something about high sugar diets that makes you just accumulate belly fat specifically, at least in my case anyway. I started looking at the bins, right? I started looking at all the rubbish, all the, packets of cookies, all of the, packets of Snicker bars, and just things that were basically evidence that I was eating a lot of sugar. So the main thing I did was I decided no more, because I needed to break away from it. I needed to learn how to enjoy savory things, because I did not like honestly, I had the biggest sweet tooth. Then I decided I'm gonna walk. My dad was the one who told me to walk, right? And I just heard from many other people, just being more active in general will help you to lose belly fat. So I was like, okay. I would wake up early and try and kind of fit my walk in as I went to work. I'm actually quite lucky because I can choose to be more active when I'm going to work. I could decide to just take the elevator or the escalators, if I'm going in the tube or whatever, but I choose to actually walk up the escalators. I don't just stand there. There is no point on my way to work or my way anywhere that I am just standing. No. Even when I get to the platform, right, I will walk from one side of the platform to the other until the train comes. Usually the train comes in like 1 minute, 2 minutes, right? So by the time I'm like halfway down the platform, train's there. So that's how I got rid of the belly fat, right? However, my stomach wasn't necessarily super toned, right? I didn't mind. I didn't really care too much. Like I wasn't, I guess I wasn't really looking for perfection. And then I started modeling though. So when I started modeling, I started realizing I gotta, step up my game. So I started focusing on things that would strengthen my core. And this is not necessarily crunches, right? Things that overall in your whole core that make your core stronger. So the things that I tried were, well, many different things, right? But the two things that made the biggest difference, right? And the one thing that I would say is the thing that I do now and is like my kind of holy grail. This is what I choose to do, is Pilates. And I think Pilates is like super popular nowadays, right? So you'll see many videos like of people talking about, yeah, I do Pilates, it's so great, blah, blah, blah. But this is like from my experience starting this from way before. Really, I actually started with planks, right? Just simple doing planks, 60 seconds, couple times a day. And that's how I started kind of seeing results. Then I realized that planks came from these type of movements, came from like just the whole Pilates kind of workout. The thing about Pilates is that you are really using that core, So I think the first ever class I did was on YouTube. So maybe you could start on YouTube. I don't love classes on YouTube, to be honest, but that's a whole nother topic, right? If you do know like anyone that you love on YouTube that does Pilates, you can put it in the comments below. So I did try them, but I personally had such a weak core that I didn't see like major improvements until I started doing the classes in real life. And I'm not saying that the ones online are not effective. This is just how it went for me. I get this question a lot, right? Will Pilates itself, just like doing Pilates, give you a flat toned stomach? And I think for some people, yes. Like my friend who did like the crunches, right? And she got like a super toned, like lovely stomach, right? She was starting from somewhere where she didn't have like loads of belly fat to lose, right? Basically, if you have belly fat to lose, like enough for you to kind of really grab, right? Then again, like you can really strengthen that core, but it's not going to show through. This is why people can do like loads of Pilates exercises and have super strong cores, but you're not going to see that in their body because they just have, a little bit more body fat on top of it. So yes, I do like to eat healthy. I don't like overeat. I make sure that I'm not overeating in any way. The other thing that has really worked for me, right? And it's not for everyone, but when I was doing this, oh my God, my stomach was the best it has ever been, and that is climbing. When I was going bouldering a lot, I just looked my very best in terms of my core and my stomach, and everything just looked so amazing. The problem with bouldering is that it's not as accessible as Pilates, Pilates, like I can go with my gym membership, like they have classes, or you can go to a studio. There are always Pilates studios like nearby somewhere. You don't have to do the reformer or the chair, like though that's one like option, but the mat Pilates, you can literally do it anywhere. I do freestyle workouts. I can literally do them in my hotel room. I can do them in my bedroom. I can do them in my living room, wherever. Climbing, definitely you have to kind of plan the day. You have to go, and maybe you go with friends, but that's what's so great about it. Like you go with friends, and there is like a really fun, like cute, like community when you go climbing as well. You see the same people all the time. So if you want something that is very community driven and you can go with your friends and have fun, I would say that climbing is really great. So in conclusion, I make sure that I'm moving around a lot. I do cardio. So now I actually do organized cardio. I do it every day. I do at least an hour walking, and then I do Pilates. I aim for 6. Doesn't always work out like that because I got a busy life. I would do a minimum 3, usually it's 5. And I'm not like serious about it being 6, This week I actually have done I've done 5 this week, and if I do tomorrow, it will be 6. I'm not sure about that though. But it hasn't all been classes. Yesterday I did it at home, and on Monday I did it at the gym, but like on my own, like on the mats. Please do not think that you now have to start doing Pilates 6 days a week to see results. You really don't. If you are starting from 0, telling yourself you're gonna do 5 to 6 days a week is it's not gonna happen. Start with 2, start with 3, work your way up, and start with like smaller classes. You can do the YouTube videos. There'll be 15-minute YouTube videos, right? Like get into the groove of it. Like they're very hard, much harder than you expect. When I first started, I did one class and I think it was so hard that I just was like, I didn't do it again for a long time because it just put me off. So yeah, go into it, you know, take your time, be realistic, and then yeah. Anyway, please like the video if you liked the video so that I know what videos you actually like. And yeah, subscribe, definitely watch one of these videos or this video. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.